Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Show. Look at this. This is an odd thing. This is lent to me by my good friend Jared Rebo, multi-rotor guy, and it is something you can buy. It's a very spy gadgety thing. That's what they sell it as, a sort of spy gadgety thing. And it's an odd thing. I'll sort of breeze through this, but basically it's a bit like a Bluetooth earpiece. So that's the first part. It's a Bluetooth type earpiece, but with a twist. And it's a twist that you might not be able to normally predict quite the casual user. So it'll charge up using a charging up wire, and it looks very much like this sort of skin coloured thing. And what you do is you put this around your neck, yeah? And it's basically an induction loop hearing thing. So you put this around your loop, this loop around your neck, and it's a bit like, you know, talking to somebody who's got a hearing aid with an induction loop, and you're sort of thinking, well, okay, but how does the sound get into your ear? I don't have a hearing aid. This is where this comes in, and it's quite odd. It's a little bit odd, but here you can see there's a selection here of, I always get it wrong, but neodymium magnets. So the idea is get a cotton bud in your ear, each ear, and clear it out, and then you drop one of these magnets in your ear canal till it's sitting against your eardrum. And I know that sounds freakishly scary, and if you think about it, it is. When you put a cotton bud thing in your ear, one of those Q-tips, there's a bit where you might, if you push it in enough, you hear a little bit of a rustling, don't you? That rustling normally is the Q-tip touching your your eardrum, basically. I can say your inner ear. Don't push so hard it's touching your inner ear. That's kind of not what you want. And there's two sides here, sizes. These ones kind of just sit, I think, in your ear canal. They're not quite as good. They're big ass ones, and then these little ones are meant to be the really good ones because they'll drop right in and sit there. And then you can see this tool is basically a conductive tool that you push into your ear and then retrieve the magnet, basically. It might fall out on its own accord, of course, but that's to retrieve it out. So normally you just push that in, and be very careful. I mean, I don't know what sort of approvals this equipment would have had. So I have actually hooked this up to the Bluetooth on my phone earlier, so there's probably a good chance if I just turn it on now, and I suspect you've got to hold down a button. I'm going to hold down the this button. I'm not sure if there's, there is a blue LED there, just sort of flashed through the case. Very dim, but it is definitely there. I'm going to have a look at my old phone here, and see if it's come up on the old Bluetooth screen. And it does come up as one of those odd devices, you know, which is just a sort of number or something. I am realising, of course, to fully test it, I will have to pop that in my ear, and that's not going to make good viewing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that in my ear, listen to it, make sure it's working, and then we'll come back and do some experiments, because I need to get it working on Bluetooth first. Okay, I've got basically an audiobook playing through this now, and the old volume controls and all that stuff seem to do the trick. In fact, when I'm doing plus and minus, it seems to be moving the chapter along rather than volume, so I guess holding it down might do what you need it to do. So I'm going to put up to maximum volume from the phone, so this is producing maximum volume. I'm just going to pop one of these in my ear and then see if there's any way at all that I can try to demonstrate to you what it's doing. So I'm just going to drop that in, and I'm not going to lie, it is tricky to get that in. Depending on the shape of your ear, it might have to take a bit of wiggle. And then I've got the loop around my neck. I've got my audiobook playing. I have to admit, I'm not hearing it just yet. Yep, there it is. So I just move the loop around, and I can hear it. I can hear the audiobook. Audiobook's probably not a great initial test, because of course it's something that's kind of quiet most of the time. I'm going to try pushing that big magnet in my ear, and then what we'll try to do perhaps is see if there's any way we can see if that magnet vibrates just on the bench from this. But I'm suspecting it might be that the forces involved aren't massively strong here. That's weird. Yep, the big pardon me. I didn't manage to get that in that far. So it wasn't massively loud first time because I don't think I got the little magnet deep enough in my eardrum. I'm going to shut that. So you've got two sets of magnets here. I've got the thing playing. So there's the magnet and this is the loop. I don't really know if there's any way of seeing it working because the vibrations must be so tiny. Look, it doesn't even jump to actually do anything with the wire. So you're going to have to take my word for it, really. I'm going to hold this up to the microphone just in case it will affect the magnets in the microphone. Let's see. I don't know if anything's coming through, but that's it basically. It's a very weird thing. So the idea though is, of course, when you're wearing this, it's completely invisible, I guess, from anyone looking at you, that you've got something in your ear making the sounds. So I don't know if they're being sold for people who are doing maybe security work or probably cheating in your exams, to be honest with you. I think that's a pretty good use case for one of these. Don't do that, you might get caught. I don't know, can you think of a use case? Please feel free to comment down below on a suitable use case, really. I'm not sure I can think of one. I was thinking about maybe, oh, gently opening it. Oh well, I've done it now, haven't I? So there's your Bluetooth antenna, lithium cell, and there's some drive. There's nothing on the back really, and it goes out to all these tiny little wires in this loop. If you just zoom in, look, have a look. Lots of little wires on those loops. You don't want to mess around with them too much. Now, I'm not sure exactly on the pricing of this kit, but if you go online, oh yeah, by the way, it does have a microphone, so you can use it as a telephone thing. If you go online, you will find that there are some random looking kits that people have made. Basically like a wire and the loop, the whole thing, but without Bluetooth, that you can plug straight into the headphone socket of your phone, or your micro. Yeah, I suppose it is the combined mic headphone socket of your phone. And those I think were relatively cheap. So if you just want to give it a go and see what the whole inductive sort of hearing side does, that's probably the cheapest way for you to get into it. Oh, bloody thing. Without investing in all of this. And look, you can see obviously I'm going to have some trouble putting this thing back together, but yeah, please leave comments down below on the use case. I'd love to hear from you as ever. Thanks for watching.